Peace. Good morning, family. How you doing? It's Mr. R2 here at Consistency is Currency, your morning podcast of choice. So I will say to you, good morning. And you say back to me, good morning. Because we are both alive and we both have the ability to see one another. I am on this side of the dirt and so are you. So let's communicate with one another to tell ourselves, I'm happy that you're alive. I'm happy that you are here today to see another day for you to be successful and to see another day for you to walk in your purpose and to live out your dreams and to be the best you that you can be, not just for today, but the you that you can be for forevermore. So good morning, and I appreciate you for being here. You could have been anywhere in the morning except you are here, right here at Consistency is Currency, the morning podcast of choice. So today is Tuesday, April the 5th, the great month of April for all my Rams out there, Aries people. Today is the 5th. So I appreciate you for all my Rams. So good morning, be blessed, and let's have a great session today. So we're going to be talking about something. I'll bring it up real quick just for those who are just now coming in. Where there is no vision. Where there is no vision. So my question to you right now is, how do you see vision? Let's see who's in the room who said good morning back. Good morning, Miss Selena. You other two, good morning anyway. How do you see vision? How do you see yourself? What visions do you have for yourself? Have you fulfilled some of the visions that you've had for yourself, whether you called it New Year's resolution or not? It's a little bit too loud. A New Year's resolution or not. Have you begun to work on those visions? Have you begun to work through those visions? Have you begun to walk in the vision that you've had set for yourself yet in 2022? But everybody that's watching on YouTube space, thank you. Appreciate you. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done yet so far. And those that are listening in the podcast land, whether it's iHeart, whether it's Spotify, whether it's Google Podcasts or Facebook Podcasts, wherever you're listening, and whatever your choice to tool to listen to as well. I appreciate you. All right, so let's go ahead and get it started. While we have time. We always got time, but we're going to make time today. All right, so let's get into it. Vision. I love vision. Vision is good, but vision is only going to be exercised by those who understand it. So where did this come from? I was listening to a podcast. Well, I was listening to a YouTube video yesterday, and I mean, we've all heard the scripture. I ain't gonna say we all heard. Some of us definitely heard when they say, my people will perish for the lack of, that was for the lack of knowledge. What it said, without vision, my people will perish. And I was like, okay. And then he said something else in a different version that really touched me to want to investigate to see where are we at with our vision. And it's the same chapter, just in a different version of it. It said, where there is no revelation, the people cast off restraint. And I was like, okay, so where are we in our visions of ourselves? And where are we in our visions that sometimes we portray to ourselves? And what type of visions are we having? So that's where this came from, is like, where there is no vision, not speaking from a biblical sense, but I had to bring it in context just so we can understand the origin of where it came from. But I want you to understand, where are you at right now in your context of life, and where are you at right now in what you do? So where there is no vision. So of course, we all know, we always go through the definition, and then we invert the definition in what we want it to see, to give it a new life and give a little bit of new meaning. So going into the definition of revelation. So I went to the other version of it where it says, where there is no revelation, the people cast off restraint. So the definition of revelation, again, I mean, you can Google all the definitions for yourself as well. So revelation, the act of the act of revealing or communicating divine truth, an act of revealing to view or make known. So the inversion, the inverted definition on this is white or red, which is the act of communicating truth. So what are you saying, Mr. R2? The act of communicating truth. So what are you communicating about you? What have you revealed about you that you need to make known to you? It's far too often that we allow other people to communicate with us, but we sometimes lack the ability to communicate to our own selves, to where we're not revealing the truth about us because we're always waiting for somebody else to communicate to us about certain things, or to talk to us to say that, you know what, you're just confirming what I've been hearing. Like, no, you have the ability to be your own confirmation, but you always wait for somebody else to confirm it. Because if it is a revelation that you are having or exposing yourself to or making known to yourself, it could and should stop with you. You don't always need a second opinion about something, because if it is a revelation that is within inside of you, then you have the ability to act on the communication that you have with yourself. Like, I am going to do this today, and I'm going to show myself that I can do it, because remember, to show is to reveal, and to reveal is to bring forth a revelation with yourself, to tell yourself that you do have the ability to do it, because you're communicating with yourself. Because remember, like when we were young, it was like, we're told, stop talking to yourself, because they want you to feel, they said it was crazy. You're the crazy person because you talk to yourself. But as an adult, don't you know that's the best thing that you can probably ever do, is to communicate with yourself? To tell yourself that you have the ability to be bigger, better, and greater than you ever been before. To tell yourself to get off that carpet from crying because you got something to live for. To tell yourself to get out of that bed because you have the ability to be bigger, better, and greater than ever before. So you're going to have to learn how to have the act of, because remember, it says the act of. So that means knowing when to communicate to yourself and to tell yourself the truth when it is time for you to communicate yourself. That is the act of knowing when to do it, knowing when to communicate to yourself, knowing when to reveal to yourself, like, you know what, this is just an emotion. This is something that I know that I am better than. This is something I know that I am better at. So therefore, I'm going to communicate the truth to myself, because you have so many other people that is readily available to communicate lies to you, or to communicate deceit to you, or to communicate sabotage to you, but you don't want to communicate with yourself. You have to have the ability to bring the act of communicating to yourself. You do have the ability to bring forth the revelation to you, and to make it known to you that you're going to be okay. To make it known to you that you're going to be all right. To make it known to you that the things that I'm feeling right now is not how I'm going to be feeling forever. The things that I am revealing to myself right now is going to be revealed to me, because I am communicating to me the truth that I am better than what I am right now, that this is just a situation. The situation is not forever, and I will walk in that light to tell myself that I am who I say that I am, and I will reveal to myself that I am great. And then you go into the vision of it, because again, when you're talking about um, uh, perishing for the lack of, it's just like you have your perishables and your non-perishables. But the perishables happen when you're not looking at the expiration date. So you have to have vision of when you're going to use that particular thing before it is set to expire. A lot of times we have expired because we're not paying attention to our gifts and talents. We have expired because we're not paying attention to the visualization that we have, because remember when we talked about like 3 podcasts ago, talking about actualization, that means in order for something to be actual, that means it has to physically exist. It means you have to have the ability to touch it, the tangible. That means it has to be present in the known. Because when we're talking about the revelation, remember, it is something to be made known. So being that it is the divine that you're bringing to the existence of yourself, so you're now talking about the visions. And the definition of vision is the ability to think about or plan the future with imagination or vision. And the contrast of this is white over red, which is you having the ability to plan the future with imagination or wisdom. You have the ability to plan for the future with imagination or wisdom. Just like you have the ability to communicate with yourself the truth. Vision has 2 eyes, but only those who have the ability, or only those who want, will have the ability to see. I'm going to say that again. Even from an alphabetical standpoint, vision does have 2 eyes, just like you in your own physical existence have 2 eyes, but only those who have the ability to see will only see it. Because if you're planning your future, then you must have the imagination to see past where you currently are. You have to have the wisdom to understand what you're doing is going to take time, and to understand that the process that you're going through must be processed inside of your mind in order for it to physically take place. Again, the ability to plan the future with imagination or wisdom. And I want to leave you with this. And this is something that came to me as I began to build this out. And this is something that we all can say, especially when we possess the ability to. It says, I am what my imagination have been waiting for. I am what my imagination have been waiting for. Because far too often we are waiting for other people to do certain things, or we're waiting for confirmations from other things or other people. You are what your imagination has been telling you that you are. You are what your imagination has been waiting for. You are the who that you say that you are. You are the door that is opening other opportunities to your life. You're not the doorknob, but you're actually the door that is opening up, because when you open your mind, you have the ability to walk through certain things, just like you have the ability to walk through your life with offering up more opportunity for yourself, because you have to have the ability to see it. And when you have the ability, or you possess the ability or the revelation to communicate with yourself, or the act of communicating your divine truth, you have the ability to continue to communicate to yourself. You have the ability to continue to write it out, write the vision and make it plain. That means I am writing what I see that I am, or I'm writing by utilizing my imagination to write out where I'm about to go. where I am about to be. But you have to understand your mission. You have to understand your purpose. You have to understand your gifts, because without the vision or without the revelation of communicating with yourself, nothing that you want to do will be revealed to you until you reveal it inside of your mind, until you actually have or exercise the two eyes of vision in order to see yourself through it, in order to see yourself on the other side of the pain, in order to see yourself on the other side of the turmoil, in order to see yourself on the other side of being broke, in order to see yourself on the other side of healing, in order to see yourself on the other side of the who that you are. Because it is just a process, but you do have the revelation inside of you to work and walk through that process. And we will all see you on the other side. Why? Because we all have the ability to exercise our imagination, to plan for our future. But I'm going to need you to get yourself up and put yourself in position. I need you to get yourself up and to exercise the plan, because it's just like a normal blueprint in our own natural lives. The vision is the plans, but the blueprint is going to take structure, and is going to take strategy, and is going to take you actually working through the plans to get you in the position to get to where you are striving to go to. Because I am what my imagination have been waiting for, because it has been waiting for me all along, just like you have been waiting for you all along. So stop waiting for other people to tell you where you're about to go, and tell yourself where you're going. Tell yourself today I am going here. If you put a date on it, then you have the ability to put a suspense on it, where you have the ability to tell yourself, I am going to do this by the 1st of December. I am going to do this by September, because I have the ability to bring forth those gifts and talents, and to bring forth the vision, as well as to exercise the revelations of me communicating and me revealing myself in that moment before it actually takes place. Today is your day. But only those who are willing to make this day theirs will own it. I'm going to say that again. Today is your day, but only those who will take ownership of this day will own it. Be blessed. Communicate with you, and be able to see yourself through where you are right now, because you do have the ability to be successful. You do have the ability to be great, and you have the ability to be consistent. Y'all be blessed. Peace.